Welcome back to Behind the White Coat, the podcast that keeps you up to date on the structure, changes, and gaps within the medical field so you can understand the healthcare industry without having a medical degree. Behind the White Coat is available exclusively on Spotify, so make sure to follow the show and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. I'm your host, Caitlin Paulson, a fourth-year health science student at Northeastern University, minoring in nutrition on the pre-med track, who's passionate about making sure you feel informed and empowered about making your own health decisions as you have the right to be included in those conversations. In today's episode, we will discuss a topic that may be surprising to most, which is the lack of nutrition knowledge among medical students and physicians. We'll start with an overview of this issue, then move into how it affects us as patients, and conclude with how we can help resolve it. So diving right in. The issue of the lack of nutrition knowledge among medical students and physicians is a long-standing one. The issue was first widely recognized 40 years ago in 1985 when a report titled Nutrition Education in the United States Medical Schools was released by the National Academy. The report described how medical students were receiving very little nutrition training and suggested that they should receive a minimum of 25 hours of nutrition education. However, a 2024 study found that most medical students in their 4 years of medical school still fail to meet this standard. This shows that even with nutrition education being highlighted as a necessary 40 years ago, no progress has actually been made to resolve this issue. This lack of knowledge has led doctors to feel uncomfortable giving nutrition advice to patients. A 2021 article titled Nutrition, a Tenet of Lifestyle Medicine, but Not Medicine, described how most doctors believe nutrition to be vital to overall health. However, due to the lack of training, they are unwilling to give nutrition advice to their patients because they feel uncomfortable or unqualified to do so. The reason this issue is important to address is because of the rising rate of chronic disease, also known as preventable diseases. Some of these conditions include type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. These conditions are considered preventable because they are proven to be directly tied to diet and lifestyle changes. Nutrition has been proven to be a key solution in preventing and managing these conditions. This directly ties into how this affects us as patients. The Centers for Disease Control, also known as the CDC, released a statement that 3 in 4 adults in the U.S. have at least one of these chronic conditions. This is a hard pill to swallow because not only are so many adults being affected by these, but chronic conditions account for 70% of all deaths around the world, according to a study in 2023. Unfortunately, I would love to say that the spread of media and having easier access to information, that these numbers are predicted to go down, but I can't. The study from 2024 that I mentioned earlier discovered that the prevalence of adults over the age of 50 with one chronic condition will increase by 99.5% by the year of 2050, meaning that 142.7 million adults over the age of 50 will have at least one chronic condition. And these statistics don't even account for the number of people who will have one under the age of 50.